Konami Studios. Avengers Issue 41, a book I didn't like, and I still don't like what this run is about. Man, this is the flagship Avengers book. There's one Avengers book on Marvel right now. There's one book with the Avengers title in it. That's their flagship team. And this is it. This is that book. Just a bunch of weirdness in it. I've always said I think Jason Aaron's Avengers run is bizarre, but this book was just okay. I think it's been better than some of the other stuff I've seen him write, just mainly because this book focuses on T'Challa, which I kind of enjoyed more than other stuff. But that being said, I still think there's just so much weird about this book that I don't really enjoy it or care for it that much. So we open up this book. T'Challa's in the middle of his fight. He's trying to call to his ancestral plane, but he can't, because who's after him is a phoenixed out Man-Thing, and you see that he's about to attack the Man-Thing, but because the Panther knows no fear, he does not burn at the touch of the Man-Thing, and then he Phoenix forces out, and they get into a fight, and he burns the Man-Thing, and he wins his fight, and he goes back to the space between spaces where all the other characters are, and he's like, oh, I won the fight. And we see that everyone's just standing around like, what do we do here? What is this place? I don't want to fight these people. There's just so much weird stuff in this area. I don't understand why the Phoenix is doing this. And it's Wolverine who starts coming to the control. Yeah, this place is called the White Hot Room. It's reserved for all Phoenix wielders. So, I think we're going to have to fight till one of us gets the right to claim it. So that's what's going to happen here. And he's just really ready to attack. And nobody wants it except for one person. And I love this scene of the book. This is funny. This to me was so funny. Wolverine's just like, well, there's one person here who asked for it. And it's Namor just screaming give it to me. I will fight anybody for that honor. And he's just growling, looking at Shang-Chi, who's just on his, sitting down, meditating. And Namor's just standing over him, just I will fight you. Who will be the first to fall to my might? And everyone's just watching Namor just overreact to everything. Jen hulks out and she's ready to attack him, but the Phoenix Force stops both of them. And then we see some of the fights that are about to ensue. And Luke Cage is up first. He's in the city of Kunlun and he gets attacked by American Eagle. And they're just starting to fight each other. We see that fight, then we see Shauna, the She-Devil, fighting Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl, so they're having their fight. Jane Foster is fighting that giant eyeball lady, which is, okay, that's fun, I guess, whatever. Hyperion is just freaking. I love the Hyperion fight because he's just his mind is just starting to convince himself he's not good at this. He can't do it himself, and Shang-Chi is just sitting, meditating, and that's how he defeats him, just not even doing anything to fight Hyperion. I thought that was fun. That was a cool idea. I hope Shang-Chi wins because he'd just fuck off with the power. And the Red Widow is fighting Howard the Duck. Why would you choose Howard the Duck? That's ridiculous. That's such a dumb idea, but okay. Whatever works. So then we see that the Phoenix Force is actually calling out to T'Challa. And it's you're the one that she wants. So in I think issue 39, we saw the first host of the Phoenix, which is that redheaded woman from the primitive times, and she just you're the one she wants. If you could just fight or accept the Phoenix Force, all this would be over. But T'Challa is just I will take you and I will do it for you if you can prove to me you can work alongside people and do this without destroying anybody, and you can actually be a force of good nature. And even the woman's oh, that's I like your formiditude, but the Phoenix does not. She cannot be tamed. You're not some random guy that can tame this firebird, you crazy old man. And you're okay, that's fun. So why don't you just go to your next fight, T'Challa, and we'll do this the hard way. So we see that it's Nighthawk and T'Challa fighting. Two people of Wakanda on the verge of attacking each other, just roided out in their rage of the Phoenix Force. And I mean, I could get into the individual dialogue pieces here, how these guys are talking about how Wakanda pays for a lot of the Squadron Supreme stuff, and how all that. It's who cares? If you're not reading this book, then you're not going to care about that in those moments. You just want to know what's the big set pieces here. It's not fun. It looks good. I will say this book looks better than most. I think T'Challa had a lot of good play in this issue, but I still don't enjoy what I'm seeing. It's just kind of annoying. So we see T'Challa's taking out Nighthawk. There's big devastation in the water, Atlantis. That area is just falling. There's a nice reference in here There's a Wakandan helicarrier that they're calling the Bozeman, which I kind of like that idea. That was really cute and really nice to read. But we see that underneath the surface of the water, Echo, Maya Lopez, who's going to be making her debut in the Hawkeye TV series, is fighting Namor. I love Namor. Okay, I'm going to sound like such an ass for saying this, but Namor is my favorite character in this book because he's the only one who's like, I'm going to play the game right, okay? If I'm to wield the Phoenix Force, if I'm to marry this big Firebird like he wants to do for some goddamn reason, I'm going to fight all of you people, even the 4th grader. I will take you all down. I will take down this deaf ninja lady who's fighting underwater. I will kill you all. I love it. And then Namor's just roided out, ready to fight. I absolutely love that part. Everything else is mediocre. This book continues to be something. Just something. Not something great. Not something fun. But just something that exists. And that's all you can kind of ask for in a comic book sometimes, is just something like this. There's a lot of words and a lot of dialogue in this book, and that's not a bad thing. You know, some writers, they always have their book where there's a lot of like text and stuff, but that's fine. But the way this book handles the dialogue, it feels very pandering, like it's trying to explain to you exactly what's going on, like it's not obvious, and I don't like that aspect of it. The stuff with T'Challa, fantastic. The stuff with Namor, fantastic. Everything else, I could care less about. You know what this feels like to me? This entire run so far, because I haven't read all of the run, I've seen a lot of stuff with it. It feels like this Avengers book is Jason Aaron saying, I've done a ton of work on Thor. Now it's time to play with every other thing in the Marvel Universe that I can. I can't do anything with the X-Men? Okay, I'll get Namor, I'll get Wolverine. I'm going to take the Squadron Supreme, I'm going to take the Celestials, I'm going to take the Vampires, the Ghost Riders, the Moon Knight, the Blades. I'm going to take all of it. The Phoenix Force, I'll take that too. I'll get all the other characters. Here's Luke Cage, here's Man-Thing, here's the Black Knight, here's Echo. Here's all these other characters I can play with that nobody else is playing with, and I'm going to touch them and feel them up and do some cool stuff with it. That's what this entire run feels like, and it's weird. This book was no exception. It's just, let's just write some stories about a bunch of characters in the Marvel Universe to show how cool I am. Black Panther will obviously be the coolest one because the Phoenix Force wants him, and I'm okay with that. I think out of everybody we've shown in this book, it would probably be T'Challa, Namor, or Luke Cage who should get the Phoenix Force power. And I really hope it would be Luke Cage, because I just like the idea of him just being like, I don't know what to do with this. That's what I'd like to see. It will never happen. Whatever, let's move on. It's a fine book. Read it if you want to. If you don't, just watch these reviews and just listen to me freak out at how weird they are. So, Avengers issue number 41, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.